Welcome back.
Pesky
Project
horn.
episode 57 with a little baby horn.
Baby horn.
I am Mike Robertson, joined as always by Mike Taylor. Mike, if what they say is true about liars, just how many pairs of pants were on fire in this episode?
Huh. Let's just say there was a dark cloud over Mazatlan. all the polyester pants ablaze on the ship.
Whether it was to each other or themselves, people were lying like crazy on this.
That's all it was.
Episode. And it all worked out. Shocking. But like, I didn't realize it right away. And then I was just like, wait a minute. They're lying. They're lying. They're
Everybody's lying.
Everybody's a liar.
Everyone's a liar.
Tonight we are here to talk about season 3, episode 6 or 7. The reunion, Haven't I Seen You, and Crew Confessions.
More like boo confessions.
Yeah, and also like they weren't confessions. Like that was the complete opposite of confessions.
I went into it thinking, yeah, like, oh, nope. Why would that title make any sense? Come on.
Yeah.
Why would that mean anything?
Well, I mean, really, if you think about it, the answer to all these titles is no. The titles are liars. I don't want to spoil anything, but even the titles lie.
Yeah.
This puppy aired originally on October 20th, 1979. The synopsis: shoe salesman Herb Grobecker.
Great name.
Resembles a TV star and denies it throughout the trip until he is approached by an attractive Marla who hits on him.
An attractive Amazon that hits on him. Good
no
Lord.
Kidding.
It's one or the other, but she's a big lady.
Yeah, I don't remember Catwoman being that big, but I guess
because it wasn't Adam West.
Well, and Cesar Romano was pretty big.
I'm sure they made her stand in a hole.
She was standing in like Burbank when they were filming it.
Too bad Dudley Moore wasn't Batman. That would have been great. Just the depth of the hole she'd have to
little so hammer to the back there.
Holy Brian.
Arthur 2. Gotham
Back
City.
From Gotham.
If you get caught between the moon and Gotham City.
Oh, that's great.
Oh Jesus. I didn't think we'd be hitting Arthur this early. Lorette and husband Gilbert were separated during World War II, but now reunite. I'm sorry, my voice cracked about that lie.
That was good.
And Isaac's creative writing angers his friends by exposing their flaws.
Exposing their flaws. I guess that's somewhat accurate.
Flaws, personality traits, they can be the same thing.
Yeah, the same. Right. That's weird.
When we get to it, I'll be curious to see your thoughts on one of those characterizations, because I thought it was a kind of a easy get off for somebody, and then I had to break out the old Merriam-Webster. And my mind might have changed, but we'll see.
Okay.
But before we get to that,
yes,
everyone's favorite segment, what else is on? Mike, I got one from each of the 3 networks.
Excellent.
Where would you like to begin?
I love to start with CBS.
This is big. CBS, as we know, they are scrambling.
They are.
So
another movie.
Little Seamus, Big Seamus is gone. Last week it was Lifeguard, which by the way, we can rent on Amazon Prime for under $4. So
yes, we can.
I
am not surprised.
We may need to write that off as a show expense.
Yeah, that may.
We need to have
sooner.
We're gonna have a GoFundMe for $8.
We'll watch it, and the wives will say, "Oh, you guys doing a show on it?" We'll go, "No, we're just watching an awesome movie." What's the problem?
Yeah. I mean, sure. You don't listen?
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
No movie this week. but 2 hours of entertainment for sure. That's right. It's the Celebrity Challenge of the Sexes.
What is that? I thought you were going to say like the, Circus of the Stars, something like that. Battle. It's
right. So it's basically Battle of the Network Stars.
Right.
Except it's men versus women.
Oh, okay.
And it seems like they expanded the field to include movie music people as well as television stars.
Okay.
The coaches of the teams. Would you like to make any guesses?
Oh.
Neither are Love Boat related.
Oh, God, it could be anybody.
I know it could.
If it's Paul Lynde, that's just a blessing.
And then the woman, I'm not giving you yes or no's. You get one guess each. Paul Lynde and...
Paul Lynde, Goldie Hawn. I don't know, for lack of a...
Now, good guesses. I feel like you could have accidentally gotten one, but the answers are for the female team, it's Phyllis George.
Yeah,
and
I should have gotten that one.
Yeah, and coaching the men, and I hope it's all he's doing, Bill Cosby.
Oh no, I don't want that.
I tried to find it on YouTube, and all I can do is find two clips. There's a commercial that says that the broadcasters for this are Tom Brookshire, who was the color guy with Pat Summerall before John Madden, Eagles legend.
Brookshire.
And Buddy Hackett.
He's everywhere. He's one of the kids
he is
now.
Everywhere.
He's one of the. Hey, I'm one of the kids. Remember me from a couple weeks ago?
Well, he doesn't have a job. He got kicked. He got fired from that cab company.
He'll never be able to drive a cab again.
Sorry,
goodbye, medallion.
The second clip features a swimming race between Leif Garrett and one of our absolute Love Boat favorites. Is it better to swim with a perfect nose, Mike?
Oh, Barbie Benton.
Barbie Benton.
I hope she won.
I did not watch the end, but I did hear about her training regimen where she's been swimming with a coach for a week.
I wouldn't even want her to swim with that nose. Like, don't mess up your nose, Barbie.
She probably just doesn't even make a noise when she hits the pool. It's just like...
You're like, nose clip, Miss Benton? She's like, I'd rather not. Mm-hmm.
On NBC, Chips at 8, Counterfeit is the name of the episodes. Basically, again, are these guys still motorcycle cops? I have no idea. Ponch gets stuck with a fake $20 bill, which then leads to them figuring out that there's like some counterfeit ring going on around Los Angeles. The description also includes that he has a blind date with a dumb lady, and he runs across a cranky dwarf played by Billy Barty.
So minus the lady, the cranky dwarf and the lady, it sounds like that's like the exact same plot as Beverly Hills Cop, essentially.
That's true.
Fake German bonds, slight different.
But what's less in your jurisdiction? I'm a Detroit police officer, homicide officer, homicide detective in Beverly Hills.
I'm on vacation.
Right. Mm-hmm. And my friend was killed. Or I'm a motorcycle cop, and now I'm trying to take down counterfeit. Unless they are paying the toll booth, I guess, with counterfeit money, which is...
Well, isn't it counterfeit? Isn't that Secret Service does that? Or isn't that a special...
Yeah, it is. Because
it's like a weird thing, too.
That DiCaprio movie, you're right. Tom Hanks was like a Secret Service guy or something. But the big news this week...
Yeah.
On ABC at 10 o'clock.
Fantasy
Following the Love Boat. That's right. Fantasy Island is back.
Is this the season premiere?
According to IMDb, it is the 5th episode of the season.
Where's it been?
They have it listed, it looks like on Friday nights. But I never quite trust IMDb's dates.
I didn't see
in certain
that there.
points. But yeah, so...
Friday night is TV purgatory.
Well, I must wonder if they were trying to build up Heart to Heart. Like maybe it was just like, hey, you get a month of goodness, and then no, I don't know where Heart to Heart went, but who knows?
So what?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering what night of the week was the must-see TV night? Was the Thursday night on NBC like when we had, they had when we were growing up? What's the version of that?
So I think Sunday was a big night. And then I got to think it's like that Tuesday through Thursday. My guess is I'm doing this off memory, but I think all those ABC shows like Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, all that stuff, Three's Company, I think they're all Tuesday. So I'm going to say Tuesday.
Interesting.
But
okay. Just out of curiosity.
It's not the weekend. Like it never is the weekend, you know, so. This Fantasy Island, they're like, hey, we're coming back after the Love Boat. Here's a ton of people you know from the Love Boat. Ready?
Smart. Yeah.
Donna Mills.
Okay.
Roddy McDowell.
Ooh, okay. All right.
The horrendous Dennis Cole. Brett Hazley, who you might remember as Clark Tyler.
Clark Tyler.
From the Spinster Sisters when he
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, oh indeed.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And this one I don't love this. The woman who eventually replaces Julie is on this episode as well.
Oh, the Terry of the Love Boat. What is her name?
It's not even Terry. It's who was the middle one? Jenny Lee Harrison or whatever.
Jenny Lee Harrison. Yeah.
The Julie replacement is seriously named like Judy or Jenny or something that's close. Like, so they only had to change some of the name tag. Like,
it's kind of like the Guardians, right? Same kind of principle.
Yes. Yeah. But we have 5 years to get to that. So, All right, credits. Here we go. Small cast this week. And the portals. Did we ever come up with a name for Reverse Kerns? Is it just Reverse Kerns? Because this is a Joyce Brothers portal inclusion for somebody.
We'll have to really nail down a term, but I thought that was it was a bit much.
We'll start with the French connection of Jean-Pierre Aumont, who plays Gilbert Perrault. He was born in Paris, France in 1911. Big time European film star of the war era. His co-star in this one, Jane Wyatt, played Laurette Perrault. She was born in the New Jersey part of France in 1910.
Very nice.
Did you think that was a real French accent she was rolling out there?
No.
Monsieur beaucoup, oui, oui. She's best known. She's best known for playing the wife on Father Knows Best. It's the only time we're getting old Gilbert, but it's the first of 4 boats for Miss Wyatt. She's back 6, 8, and 10, including the series finale. Just wanted to bring up, and if you don't want to know the spoiler part of this, just let me know. I will stop. But the season 6 episode that she's on also features a storyline where, quote, Gopher is concerned that Captain Donahue is trying to replace Meryl Stewart. Now, obviously, Captain Donahue is going to be a hero to you in a few seasons. Do you want to know who plays Captain Donahue, or would you like to wait? You'd want to know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I don't. Let me give you a clue here. I don't think he took a helicopter to get to the boat. Henry Blake himself, McLean Stevenson, plays Captain Donahue. So,
I don't know.
Something to look forward to.
I'm just a little surprised by that. That is the least.
I mean, he was a captain in the Army.
Well, because I have a bit thing later, and you'll see where these lines sort of intersect. It just kind of threw me off, that name. That really did not see that name coming.
Can't wait for your bit, though.
Yeah, I got a little bit. It's just a little, yeah.
Speaking of a little bit, the cast member in the portal that we mentioned earlier, Pat Finley as Adele, and I only know her name is Adele because that's what it says in the credits. That's never mentioned in the episode.
Fan number 1, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. They tried to use her as like the runner that we always enjoy through an episode, but it's the first time they've done a solo runner, and guess what? Solo runner doesn't work. No,
she couldn't carry it. I
No.
think who was the reporter? Remember the reporter that goes
Oh, O'Rourke?
that actress could have
Yeah, Marsha Wallace. Yeah,
done
that's
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I just think it was
Yeah.
the
It was
weakness of the
weird.
character. Yeah, it
It
was
was
weird.
weird. And then to
tried.
not
You could
have
see them
any
try.
Oh, they tried hard.
They tried real hard.
Yeah, like they were trying so hard I thought she was going to get like a spin-off or something like.
She was like Rhoda. Oh, who's that girl? Huh? See what I did there?
Her big thing was she was on 15 episodes of the Bob Newhart show. She played Bob's sister.
It's 2 weeks in a row. Bob Newhart's mom last week.
Oh, that's right.
Bob Newhart's sister this week.
We have waited too long. The big star of this week.
Yes.
Don Knotts as Herb Grobecker. We've been excited that he was going to be coming on at some point. I will tell you, I'm a little disappointed. This is one of only 2 Don Knotts episodes that we get, which kind of was surprising to me.
This wasn't a Don Knotts role at all.
Oh, see, that's funny.
Waste.
I thought this was perfectly written for Don Knotts. That's funny you say that. I think we have different opinions.
I love Don Knotts. I love the big eyes. I love the whole thing. I'm not saying it was a bad storyline or he didn't do a good job. I just wanted more Don Knotts.
Sure. I mean, I will say this. Gripe. He's not winning awards for this. But he's also, that was not a Norman film. I was not disappointed. I enjoyed it.
No, same. I think I just wanted more.
No, I get it.
To be totally honest.
He is also in the series finale. That's the next time we'll see him is the last time we'll do one of these. Playing Wall Repairman #1. I don't know what the hell is happening
What's going on in this
last episode.
Would they just get everyone back? Basically,
I think so. Well, there's a murder.
Yeah, it's who killed like Walter
Peter
Thorne
who killed Peter Graves. Yeah, so my guess is that there's like no extras. They're all famous people.
That's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I mean, it's gonna be
say that now, but what if we're just like senioritis at that point? Or we're just we're too busy working on our next project, whatever that's going to be.
We'll be like, in the last episode, screw it.
Anyway, stay tuned.
We're going to plug our new show for an hour and a half.
Don Knotts is love interest in this one. Julie Newmar as Marla Sims. As we said, she was the original Catwoman. She played Catwoman in the first 2 seasons, got knocked out of the 3rd season because she had to do a movie and was replaced by Eartha Kitt.
She was too tall. Let's be honest. What's really going on there?
This is her only boat. And I guess...
She's a lot, though. I was just going to say that. She is a lot.
She walked the line.
She did
walk the line. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
So...
yeah.
That storyline with 2 different actors is death. Like literal death. Especially with Adele showing up. So
and maybe to your point, and maybe you're right saying that maybe Don Knotts himself was soft enough to sort of make that storyline a little more palatable. Palatable, yeah. Palatable. So maybe that the strength of that story was having him in that story, so it didn't just.
It felt like more than maybe any episode we've ever seen. That's a very broad statement, but
that is a broad.
It felt like it was written for Don Knotts.
Yeah, I need to think about that.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
like yes, it wasn't Ralph Furley, it wasn't Barney Fife, but it was.
But he shouldn't be a caricature of Don Knotts himself, and I think maybe I got caught in that trap. Like if Tim Conway's on, he's not going to be the guy that walked super slow. You know what I mean? I think that I'm just.
That'd be great though if the whole episode was him just trying to get through the line.
That'd be great.
Oh, speaking of Tim Conway, by the way,
yeah.
I am watching The Muppet Show with my son.
Oh,
which is please. Awesome, and he seems to like it. But Harvey Korman was on. I don't know if Harvey Korman's on this boat. But he was amazing in this Muppet Show. And honestly, we maybe can do the Muppet Show next. Like it's right in the same. There's a lot of Love Boat crossover.
That's funny.
Yeah, so far.
I remember as a kid, Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca show up.
Yeah, we're not there
on the
yet.
Muppet Show, and now is that like those two
It's
worlds
literally
collide? I blew my mind.
It's literally been people that have been on the Love Boat or like people I've never heard. It's like one or the other.
A few times too.
He's been on already. Yep, very good. So
nice.
Any notes before we get on this vessel?
No notes, but instead a quick question.
Sure.
Does the season of the olds continue?
I mean, are we considering Don Knotts old? Or are we considering the wartime people old?
It's an open-ended. It's open to interpretation.
I still think it's the season of the olds. I didn't love the Frenchie story.
No.
But I also feel like I didn't love the Frenchie story because we kind of just had a version of this like at the end of last season.
We really did. We really did.
It was a little different,
story,
but same.
Not different.
Yeah. So, and we kind of had a version of a celebrity on the boat and a kid popping out. Like,
right. We just did this.
Yeah. So
I felt like
that's the problem.
I felt like all these stories were like sea-level stories. Like all three of these stories could have been the third story on any episode of The Love Boat. Whereas none of these are A stories to me. You know, A, B, and C.
I think that's fair. I think maybe I would say the Don Knotts is a B story.
Yeah, I'd give that.
But yeah, there's nothing rose to the level of like last week with Don Amici.
No.
But I will say, you like twists? Pack up. Pack a lunch.
Here we go.
This thing's got plenty of twists. Anyway, speaking of twists, we kind of open up in a new spot.
Yeah, I thought so.
We're in Steubing's office having a pre-cruise meeting over coffee.
It almost makes sense. It almost makes sense to me that they would do this.
Makes a ton of sense.
But I still wonder there's so few people there.
Yes, it is weird. It is weird that this is the crew. I mean, he clearly has the kitchen cabinet, right? So this is like...
I mean, maybe there's 20 captains on board and they're each in charge of like 15 people total.
That's true.
I don't know.
Little units.
You don't want to create a monarchy or a royal class on the cruise ship.
It makes sense for them, like as an actual entity. Yeah. But it also makes sense for the show because it allows you to set stuff up in a less heavy-handed way. Now, that said, this ended up being a little heavy-handed, but like it's different. I liked it.
Preview guests.
Yeah.
Right. Set up storylines. They showed that picture of that couple that looked like it was probably from the 1800s, that picture. Sure, you can go over things like that. I don't want to get ahead of things.
So basically, Steubing's going over the ship business. He checks in on Promenade Room 110.
Yeah, he does.
Gopher reports that the hole in the ceiling has been fixed. Mike, I am 99% sure that Promenade Room 110 was where Joyce DeWitt stayed a couple weeks ago.
I believe so.
So do you think Walter Matthau's kid was like tunneling through the ceiling to get photos?
Absolutely he was. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
He's doing a moose from the heist?
Absolutely.
Steubing asks Julie how the preparations are going for the arrival of the Faroes. And Julie's like, I could answer you with words, or I could whip out this totally realistic newspaper headline. So much like the cards that Julie got from the kid to come have a drink, and the rings that the dumb twins got, and the medical ring that Doc got, and the card that the Gopher's neighbor got. So
it's
but this is one of our first fake headlines. We had Scuttlebutt.
Yeah, this is like a first non-tabloid headline that we've seen.
Yeah, this is real news. This is real news.
This
is legacy
page. Sure.
This is legacy media. The headline says, couple to be reunited aboard ship.
Real vague. I love the vagary in the headline. It's not even like French couple or a couple finally reunited will be it. You just get to the point.
Just for context, the headline on October 20th, 1979 in the Philadelphia Inquirer was "Recession Mystery Deepens." So a little different.
Oh, that's way different.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter's economy not going too good. So it turns out the Farrows have been separated for 40 years. Mrs. Farrow refused to believe that her husband was dead. Gopher. I thought this was pretty funny, actually. Gopher's like, wouldn't it be funny if after all this time she can't stand the guy?
It was great.
Yeah, it was great. And then it made me think, I think that's what happened with Nelson Mandela. It's an old Chris Rock bit, but he gets out of prison for like 30 years and they get divorced. So.
I think you're right. It's Winnie. It was Winnie, Nelson and Winnie Mandela. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, about this. Okay. Let's just hypothetically, there's a couple that was separated 40 years, blah, blah, blah. Why would you want to reunite on a cruise ship? Like,
that makes no sense.
Places, it makes no sense. Like,
no sense.
Here, come on a boat so we can leave. Just, haven't we been leaving enough? We got to go to Mexico to be reunited after we were split up. What? Can we just, why does the world need to see this? Like, who reached out to who? Like, what is going on? Why is this a story?
That's my question. Like, is the princess trying to get publicity so they got in there? But like, then it should have been an all expenses paid cruise. But it sounds like Lorette's students paid for her cruise. Like, it's just
it didn't.
Yeah, it's strange credulity.
Storyline, man. It was just a bad.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of holes in the plot for this one. The meeting wraps up and Stubing tells everybody to keep on their toes and this time to actually do it right. Zing.
He's like a Hill Street Blues, like, be careful out there.
Be careful out there. Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Yeah. 2 fingers. You're out.
Julie spots a new book on Merrill's desk. And it turns out that he joined a best sellers club for $6 for a dime.
6 bestsellers for a dime. It's a heck of a club.
No kidding. The parents out there, they're sending a lot of garbage. He says that last month he got a book on the history of starch in North America. I assume this is like Columbia House, right? When you get the...
Oh, those were great. I had so many tapes back in the day.
Yeah. Somebody that you might live with ran a real
she's real
with
slick.
that one, yes.
Real slick. It's just odd. I'm always like, why do you have 4 of the same CD 20, 30, 40 times? She's just like, shh.
Tell Columbia House that I was with you for 6 weeks. What? I was lost in the war. I'm sorry.
They come looking. I'm like, I don't
know who you are.
She's upstairs, officer. That's what I would say.
Get him, boys.
That's right.
Julie yells over to Isaac, who I guess was on the 4th wall of this office.
Yeah.
And he comes into the frame. He was not at the table for the meeting.
No, that was weird to me.
Yeah. Was he just standing in the corner?
Well, what do you need to meet with the bartender about?
I'm assuming you need to meet with the assistant purser and the doctor, I guess.
Like drinks.
Yeah, pour some drinks.
What are you going to...
What are you going to do? Pour drinks? Thanks.
We pour drinks. Well, he was in charge of the gift.
I was going to say, right. Too, he's also reporting on the gift shop. So he's got 2 departments now.
Yeah.
2
very different departments, I might add.
Well, hospitality.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. They're both on a ship.
Yes. He's terrible at both jobs.
Yeah, it's nautical somehow. Yeah.
Julie yells over to Isaac that per the book jacket, that the writer of this thing is from Oakland, and Isaac's from Oakland. What? Continuity.
Love
Ring
it.
the bell. The streak
ding,
continues.
Ding, ding, continuity bell.
So Isaac figures everybody from Oakland is exactly the same. He's like, wait a minute. I could be a writer because I also am from Oakland. So.
Oh man, that's funny.
So he's like, he's got delusions of grandeur. He's like, I'm gonna make so much money that I better
So
get
much.
to the gift shop. And Doc's like, why? For paper and pen? And Isaac's like, no, for a pipe and a tweed jacket, elbow patches, and a monocle.
This gift shop, man, this gift shop just gets their inventory. They can't keep up with the amount of items. Like, wait, are you? They sell golf carts in there now. There's no telling what they don't sell in there.
I will say on the list of things I can't believe would be in there, the three things he mentioned actually are more likely than, baby spoon or
I think monocle's the only one that's throwing me. I'm just
but if there's a real fancy that Pearl's lady, probably her husband.
Oh yeah.
Didn't the husband own like a supermarket or something?
He did. He was sporting the old
mono.
So let me just and I don't mean it's going to be dumb, but as far as a monocle, was that ever a real thing that people would use? Was that like a reading glass back in the day where somebody would, and it's hard to fit in your, but
I guess if you have like one significantly worse or better eye, but I don't even know then.
I don't either.
Like I have one eye that's worse than the other, but do I put it on the good eye or do I put it on the bad eye? Like
that's what I'm saying. Like which one do they test?
It's very confusing.
Like and say you were blind in one eye, completely blind. All right, this makes it easier. Let's say you only have one eye, right? So you have the monocle. Would you then get like the monocle that tints when you go outside? So it'd be like a uni sunglass sort of deal too, if you only need the one.
And you're saying don't tint the one that you're not using,
right? Well, it could be like the guy on Airwolf. Remember, he had one of those glasses which is dark.
Was this a ham-fisted way to get Airwolf into the show?
You'd think. He would think. It was a ham-fisted way to get Blue Thunder mentioned in the show.
That makes sense. Well, that's for Blue Thunder Project to worry about.
That's right.
Doc and Steubing have been tasked with walking Mrs. Farrow down the steps while she fields questions from one reporter in the guise of plot points.
Deke and Dark had a higher level of press coverage than this manufactured fake news.
Yeah, what is she, Joyce DeWitt?
What's going on? Like, who cares?
The reporter is way better than the guy from Starlight last week, though. He's getting answers. He's not taking no for an answer, and he's dressed like an ice cream man. Like he's got a very nice white suit.
And I love the old style tape recorder with the wired mic.
Yeah.
The tiny wired mic with it. Just so love that primitive sort of audio technology, makes me giggle.
I wish they were like really old timey and they had like press in their hat and stuff like that. Yeah. Through the questions from the reporter, we find out that the Farrows were childhood sweethearts. They married for only 8 months before the war separated them. And the last time they saw each other was in 1939. Finally, Mrs. Farrow begs off, and Doc's like, "Get out of here with your questions."
Goodbye. Get out of here, Pert.
It's over. He just like smashes.
Yeah, get out of here. 3 of you asking questions. Back up.
Yeah, this wasn't exactly a Rocky V press conference.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly like a cow catcher in front of a train on that one. There was three people there. Settle down there. Come on.
Gopher is helping passengers board when he spots a would-be TV star. The guy says that no. Herb Grobecker. Gopher insists that he's TV star Devin King. They never do mention Devin King's show, do they?
But no.
They don't even give you like I love when you chase down punks or something.
Not even. I loved you in that movie when you played I think it was a character study of a lifeguard. I believe it was.
I love the one where you turned into a fish, like a cartoon fish.
Oh, the one with you and a ghost and Mrs. Chicken. It was actually my favorite. The thing is when they say like, the most eligible bachelor, I just think I love Don Knotts. He's a special place in my heart, but I don't think of him as like a physically fit man. He's just
that's the one. That's the one where like if you had a sexier gentleman, the acting would have been more boring, but probably more believable. So,
yeah, it just wasn't very. Well, I'm wondering too if they could have done with that other. I'm trying to find the name because I'm Buddy Hackett. Imagine him. Buddy Hackett is Herb Grobecker. Got Buddy Hackett with Julie Newman. It would have been great. Julie Newmar, rather.
yeah, it's interesting. You just want to see a tall lady and a fat guy.
Well, the tall lady shortness of Don Knotts, who is billed as being 5'7". I don't think he's 5'7".
Billed on his driver's license.
Yeah, I saw his driver's license there. That was his real date of birth.
Real birth date. Yeah, I did like that. Yeah. So
but yeah, the most eligible bachelor thing, I just kind of was like,
yeah. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong. You had to kind of give up on that one. You had to kind of be like, it's Don Knotts.
Yeah, I just had to. Okay, we're just gonna drive on. It's good. It's Don Knotts.
That's Furley. It's that Furley energy, man.
He has got the Furley energy. It's not his fault.
Nope. Ladies love me.
I do wish he had dressed a little more like my Dr. Furley.
Mr.
Furley. That would have been a good one. That's the best episode yet. Dr. Furley.
Turns out Herb is a shoe salesman, and this isn't the first time that he's been mistaken for Devin King. So he's kind of used to it, but he always shoots it down. So he heads past the media crush that is waiting for the Furrow reunion. He kind of hides his face behind a hat. But when he stops at the top of the stairs and looks down, he spots a pretty blonde lady. And that blonde lady says to herself, she says, "Self, Marla, you've waited a long time for this." So I assume that she is Marla, and she's waited a long time for something. So she's just been waiting a long time for a person to walk up the steps.
It's worse the second time. Like when it plays out and then you see the scene now, you're like, ugh. She's just...
See, but at least it makes more sense now. It made no sense the first time when it was happening.
No, it made zero sense the first time. And the second time I was just like, oh.
Well, I think the other problem was I wasn't 1,000,000% sure that was Julie Newmar the first time. So I was
you don't look at all like Catwoman used to look. No offense, Julie Newmar. I don't know what's going on. She's wearing the weirdest clothes and she was a lot.
Yeah, could you please put the mask on so I can
please
so, meow.
Can you do like the meow for us or something?
Yeah. Meanwhile, while Herb is staring at Marla, some lady walks over and starts staring at Herb, which was weird, but this is what we get for the episode. And again, it is Adele. I'm not going to wait to name her because they never do name her. This is Adele's first pop in. All right, Mr. Perot has arrived. I thought it was nice. It was a nice actual like subtle thing, which for this show and for Julie doesn't always happen, but Julie's behind him when he's walking in, and she's kind of doing like a wave to Steubing that it's him, because I guess in theory Steubing wouldn't know what the hell Gilbert Furrow looked like. So
it wasn't like she'd recognize him either.
Not yet.
So,
the two slowly approach each other like when you bring a new cat into a house with the old cat. But they eventually...
Are they going to fight?
Yeah, just put them on their side of the door. Yeah.
And Lorette Furrow just scratches Gilbert Furrow's face.
But eventually they embrace. We get a huge awe, which I guess is from the people in the lobby, but I don't know.
It's almost like like people are if I'm on vacation, I'm walking right by that nonsense. I don't give two craps. Stop it. It's seriously. Like no one's going on the cruise to get to witness this. That's like
you're lucky we saved your ass in World War II anyway. So.
Like you better bring a singer or I'm not paying any attention to what's going on. Oh, there's no entertainment in this room? No. Although I did think it was odd that there was a mariachi band playing as the guest boarded this week.
Yeah.
And I don't know if was that show because of this, the Furrow situation, or Was that just a new? I wonder if do they always play?
Don't they have that at certain stops though? Haven't we seen a mariachi band? I
always thought it was when they stopped somewhere though.
Right. So you're saying why that makes sense. Yeah, what a wonderful sentiment for two people who haven't seen each other since 1939 France to have a mariachi band.
My mariachi band.
Ring ding 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 ding.
With all due respect, there's zero chance that Laurette Farreau can speak all the lyrics to Frère Jacques in French. There's zero chance.
Yeah, I mean, she's from Jersey. They could have just played Born to Run or something.
Yeah, Jane Wyatt. Lack of French speaking ability. Who saw that coming? Yeah, she 2, 3, 4. Diners.
A lot of camera clicking too, because you know. Anyway, they follow up this tender moment with the horn just out of nowhere.
Just cuts.
Oh God!
I did hear the horn, and I was amazed at how close our horn.
It really does.
The horn. It really.
Yeah, it's almost like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, it's accidentally.
Yeah, we don't. We pull zero clips from this show for this show.
That's right.
Just so you know, there might be other shows that do that. Not this one.
No, you're not.
We don't know how to do it, even if we wanted to. So,
so we just don't.
These shows are already 2.5 hours. You don't need us.
Yeah, you don't want
audio into it.
It would be a 6-hour odyssey. Another episode of the Iliad Project. Just too much.
Herb is on the Lido deck, digging into some of the buffet deck, not Lido deck. Jesus,
nice.
Lido
I was gonna say, what part of the boat is that? Jesus.
He's on the Lido deck, digging into the buffet, which we don't actually ever see anybody eating from the buffet. So nice that he at least got almost to it.
I saw a pile of some sort of mixed salad, tuna salad, chicken salad, and it was like a hill, and they had just bread next to it.
It's out in the hot sun.
Why would you have a buffet outside in the it doesn't make any sense. You have all the food's going to go bad. How long can you really?
Or have
open for 10 minutes and you go, okay, I've got to shut it down.
It should be like light fare, right? Melons and
what
stuff.
About seagulls. The birds would be dive bombing you. You're like, what? You can't do this.
All that bread, my God.
It would be everything. It's just
I didn't even think of that.
And you get egg salad in the pool. Who needs this? It's just the worst idea.
These are all excellent points. This is a terrible idea. This is why we haven't seen it for 57 episodes.
How many outdoor buffets have you been to in your life?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I can't think of one legit buffet that's out there.
If I have been, it's a wedding under a tent, which is still different.
Still different.
Yeah.
At least it's covered.
Right. Anyway, Herb gets interrupted from digging into that disgusting buffet when Adele shows up and asks if he's Devin King. Herb denies it, but then Marla shows up and he's not as quick to deny it when Marla asks.
Well, look what she was wearing.
Yeah.
She's wearing this crazy, set of seatbelts. It was this weird superhero seatbelt bathing suit thing. I was just like, what?
Yeah, what is she, Joan? What is she, Joan Horner?
What is this? Oh, it was odd. Very odd. But yeah, I mean, what's Herb gonna do?
Yeah.
This 6'5" woman walks up to you. Come on.
I'll tell you one thing. Marla boxes out old Adele like Rick Mahorn taking out, John Stockton. Just absolutely clears her out. Pay no mind to this one.
She never saw sunshine again. She just nothing. You're not getting a rebound for the rest of the cruise.
Marla then introduces herself and mentions that they had met at a disco party about a year ago in Beverly Hills. Herb is doing some classic Don Knotts stammering here, trying to kind of explain that, that he's trying to say that he's not really Devin, but she turns that into basically forcing him to ask her to dinner, and it's a date at 8.
Sounds good.
So when she leaves, Don Knotts is like, well, you see, because he's trying to yell to her, well, you see, the thing is, and then he kind of stops and he's like, what the hell? Why fight it? See, that's where I thought they gave him good Don Knotts stuff.
Fair enough.
Like that kind of stuff. So, Gopher and Doc are checking in with Isaac to see how the book's coming. And the book's going to be a Western showdown in a forgotten town.
Oof.
It's a killer opening. It was one of those scorching hot days, the kind they only get in Nebraska. Dirk stood poised in the stirrups, overlooking the bleak, desolate prairie. It's a pretty good opening.
It's a good
Doc
opening.
says as much. Yeah, Doc says as much. So Gopher's like, give us more. And Isaac's like, that's all I got. So,
I mean, good
which,
start.
in fairness, he's been doing it for, a couple hours. And in theory, he's working.
I mean, real time in the show, he's been doing it for 7 minutes. So that's pretty good for.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, he is working. So.
Yeah.
It's very hard to just, this morning, he did not know he was going to be an author. And now he
just screams open bar and just walks away.
Get it yourself. So Doc says you're never going to finish at this rate. Isaac rebuts by asking Doc how long it took him to finish medical school. And in information that really does confirm a lot of things we've seen, Doc says he only went to medical school, John Hopkins Medical School, by the way, for 6 months because he only studied bedside manner. Nice. Which I'm sure the old lady he cracked open felt really good about.
Oh, and you did surgery on me with the guy over the phone, and you delivered a baby?
Guy over the phone who clearly also went to bedside manner school because he was talking about your black book. So
don't forget he refused to give that woman medication. Remember, she had withdrawals for about an hour, and then she was fine the next morning. Everything was good to go.
I mean, to be fair, she broke into his office.
So. You can break into the office, but you can't break into the glass medicine count. I'm just saying, you could have done better, ma'am.
Those are some good episodes. It's funny. I was starting to think about the context of this season so far. Yeah. And I actually had gone back and listened to an episode from the middle of our season last year. And, the first half of last season was pretty bad. I don't know that it was particularly better or worse than this one has been so far. But that middle, we had a good middle and end last season. So. A lot of those episodes were fun. Even if they weren't good, they were fun, bad. But
there's still things I remember about them that make me
well, you can't go wrong with a one-armed villain and his drugged up wife. I mean, you can't go wrong with an episode of Bricker, right? These are just, so.
It was, we've seen some classics so far.
Gilbert and Lorette are walking down the hallway, reminiscing, and Gilbert pulls out a photo of her from 40 years ago.
That thing would be dust, Mike. There's no way a photo way back. You wouldn't even. It would be like a blank piece of paper.
Well,
where's he going to put it in a Ziploc bag?
Well, how did the photo make it to where Gilbert was?
That's what I'm saying.
The Germans took over in the first place. Yeah.
You mean the prison camp that he called something else completely different, or?
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
We'll get to that. I don't want to spoil this episode.
No,
but I will say, give Gilbert, got a lot of problems with Gilbert and his ethics, as we will get into, but he's no Julie McCoy when it comes to keeping a picture.
No.
he didn't tear that baby up and put it in the trash can.
I will say that this Gilbert has got a hell of a head of hair.
Oh, yeah.
Really impressive.
He's not Gil Bald, I'll tell you that.
He kind of looks like French Vince McMahon a little bit, too. Like a younger Vince.
He absolutely, he's almost 70 years old at this time. And it's Jesus, he could be 48.
Yeah, this guy was just.
He's French.
Doing things in his prime.
Jeez. And that's all wine and cigarettes, too.
Oh, so many cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. We just don't smoke on this show, I guess. I'm trying to remember. Like, Doc had the comical...
Oh, yeah, on that one.
Like, you would think this guy would smoke like a chimney, right?
Oh, he was dying. In the 5 minutes he was shooting, he was like, oh, sacre
I think my character smokes.
I think he smokes a lot, actually. In fact, I insist.
I'm ad-libbing. Yeah. Do you know who I am? I'm Jean-Pierre Lamont.
Jean-Pierre Lamont. Look at my hair. He's got cigarettes hidden all in his hair.
Lorette tells Gilbert that she was snuck out of France when the Germans invaded and ended up in the United States via Denmark. Gilbert came to the U.S. in 1950, and they are both now citizens. Huzzah. And neither ever remarried. Neither ever broke their vows. Gilbert kisses Lorette's hand because he's a French guy.
Diane, or he didn't, or maybe he didn't know if it was okay to go any further. Just because, I'm just saying, like, come on.
Listen, he's gone far enough already. He's gone way too far.
A kiss on the cheek at this point is not a bridge too far.
Yeah,
no, that's a good point.
Right, it's dinner time. Herb and Marla roll in to get a table. Gopher comes over. And he'll get you a table, no problem, Mr. Grobecker. And Marla's like, who the hell is Mr. Grobecker?
Yeah, who? I thought you were Deacon Dark. Who were you?
Right, it's Phil Backstrom. But before he can really explain it, Marla kind of explains it for him and saying that I understand you want to travel in anonymity. You're a famous guy, so...
Sure, go ahead.
Her only complaint is that he picked a better nom de plume than Grobecker.
Grobecker. It's a great character name.
Yeah, Herb Grobecker is solid.
That's a good one.
Like if Herb Grobecker was Mr. Limpet, that would make sense.
That would make sense. It's just it feels natural.
Yeah. The Faroes, who are not a big enough deal, despite being, half of the country wants to see them get married and everything. Steuben couldn't break out the captain's table this week. Like seriously. No captain's table. That's insane.
Yeah, no red car. Wait, wasn't there a captain's table?
Was there?
I'm trying. I guess not. I thought there was where they started talking and Gilbert for maybe not. Maybe
they met at the breakfast table.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's some.
Which is decidedly not a captain's table.
These two are reason enough to have a captain's table.
Yeah, you would think that star effer Meryl Steuben would be all about that, getting as much time as possible.
And Meryl could sit by either Lorette or Gilbert, depending on if it's girl boy. He could. Well, no, he could only sit by Lorette Farrow. That's
they could have other people.
He wanted to run his fingers through dreamy Jean-Pierre Aumont's cigarette-laced hair.
Gilbert is telling a wedding story about when the corks got popped and all these poor terrified Frenchmen dove under the table because the country's been getting bombed. That's a hilarious story, Gilbert. What a Jerry Lewis you are.
Yeah, ha ha ha. 3 of them had heart attacks and died. It's not funny at all.
Yeah. One guy didn't seem to care at all, and he was killed in a bombing the next day.
Oh, false alarm, everyone. It's a false alarm. It's okay.
It's a quirk.
Something about crying wolf. I don't know.
Only once. Isaac has switched genres for his book, and now it's a romance called Passion under Forgotten Magnolia Tree. The opening is exactly the same, except that we have switched out Alabama for Nebraska and Mississippi River for the prairie. Doc says, boy, that Dirk really gets around, which I thought was funny.
Just as a true former Alabamian, as soon as he said that, before anybody had a chance, I was like, come on. Mississippi River doesn't run through Alabama. What are you, crazy?
Yeah. Gopher points that out, but Isaac says he didn't want to use Mississippi twice. It's bad writing.
It's bad writing. Well, clearly it is bad writing, right? Either way you slice it.
Based on these tepid responses from his friends, Isaac realizes that romance ain't for him. So the boys suggest science fiction, which in 1979 is, in fact, a cash cow. We even get some science fiction noises from Doc and Gopher.
Doc had that cool whistle that was a cool, I wish I could make that sound. That was pretty cool.
We don't see it a lot, but I really enjoyed like over exuberant Doc today, where he's just like this they think of the movie sales, like, he doesn't really think this, but he does it, and you're like, oh, I guess he's being earnest, but he's not.
I think either that or he just gets caught up, in that childlike sort of. Who knows?
Yeah,
you never know. Bedside manner. Don't forget.
All right, well, back to this boring Gilbert story. He's out there pitching woo on the deck and saying that he wants Lorette to add a woman's touch to his home in California.
Here it comes.
Then he realizes they haven't even smooched. I mean, Jesus, dude. So he lays it on. He lays on that French kiss. Kind of gets a bit of a meh response from Lorette. And when he asks if he said something wrong, Lorette says, no, you've said everything right. Which is a weird response. But also, maybe Gilbert asked the wrong question. Maybe he should have asked, am I kissing right? Maybe he's a terrible kisser, right? I mean, maybe he hasn't kissed anybody in 40 years.
He's not.
He's a great kisser.
He's
I'd kiss
great
that man.
kisser.
Oh my God.
God, you kidding me? I wrote that she no-sold that kiss like Hogan in the mid-'80s. I was waiting for the Hulk up after that.
So, I mean, we're about to go to a commercial break here. I'm flummoxed as to what could be the problem. Looks like Lorette's just maybe...
She's not into him anymore.
She's a cold fish.
Feelings change, I guess.
That's true. 40 years is a long time, and I don't know. I mean, he does look young. Maybe it's a Scarecrow and the dentine, not the denture lady. So
Paladin.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Martha Ray.
Martha Ray. Thank you. So, oh wait, there's one more thing before we go to commercial. Lorette says, no, the problem is that you are not my husband.
Take that.
Commercial.
Bam. And you could hear, I bet you all across America, you could hear a, huh? What? Is this, who directed this? M. Night Shyamalan? Come on.
You could hear La Pin Drop.
You know what's funny about this episode, Mike, is that IMDb, which we don't, I don't like to bring up the ratings a lot. I'm going to bring it up this one only because this one was a lot higher than most of the episodes this season. And I just wanted to mention that as you introduce the twist.
I think there are certain types of storylines that do score well, and I do think these older kind of romance type things. I also think Don Knotts.
This is the season for that. Then
it is the season of the olds. I mean, maybe there's a big Pat Finley fan club. So
I loved you as Adele.
Oh, you're the best.
So Don Knotts is what in this? How old is he? I kind of want to get a ruling if he's an old or not. Because I
did not look up his age. I did not look up his age. He's probably 50s, but probably not late 50s.
So old for us is what? What's the cutoff?
Old for us is now portrayed as an old. So we eliminated the age, but we haven't really had a question yet this year.
But he wasn't portrayed as an old in this.
No, I agree. I don't think he was portrayed as an old. And to be honest with you, this is a compliment to the olds so far this season. I don't think he's cracking that list.
No, he's not cracking the list.
So, it's not. And no disrespect to Don Knotts, but
plus I wouldn't nominate someone that I wouldn't feel comfortable saying what they should win. Does that make sense? Like I'm not nominating just to have nominees, and he just not in that category. but I wouldn't consider him an old, like you said. I just wanted to make sure we had that ruling.
Yeah.
Because it does change things. Yeah.
That's fair. So when you're listening back in April, you can remind yourself not to put Don Knotts. So.
As the listeners at home are prepping for the stubbies.
You're right. As you're filling out your ballots, right? So, okay. Act 2 starts. We're back at dinner where Marla is commenting how this Grobecker thing must have worked because no one's bothering them at the table. But it didn't keep Adele from staying away. She literally comes and sits down at the table, which is just insane.
It didn't work at all. They were trying so hard to make her this. I don't even know.
I don't know. I think funny. It was. I think they were trying to make it comic relief, and it just missed.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will put up with a lot for a running joke, but it just it didn't need it.
No, even if just one of her interactions was funny, like I'll give the rest of them a pass.
Yeah,
but this I just didn't see the point.
We've seen too many good runners to even consider this a runner. That was not great.
Mark Harmon's still running, by the way. Still doing laps around the boat.
We're gonna have most athletic performance of the season. So.
Actor that is still running. Mark Harmon.
Still running. Adele wants to know if she can get a few autographs on napkins for a couple of her friends. Herb's like, sure, no problem. And then like 1 million people descend upon this table, which again wouldn't bother me as much if we hadn't seen 2 weeks ago when the quote hottest television star in the world literally was never bothered by anybody who didn't work for Starlight Magazine ever. Adele should have been on that episode.
Yeah, good point. Good point. A quick question about comment question about autographs. So autographs, I mean, I would say the current version of this is like a selfie, right?
Right.
People used to wait in line. Did you get any famous autographs as a kid growing up?
The only autographs I ever got were I was at a baseball camp on a Saturday morning, and it was run by the Phillies, and the Expos were in town. And so I got those autographs of people who were there. And this is 1987. So it was like Mike Easler and Tim Burke and Mitch Webster.
Mitch Webster. Nice.
I was too shy as a young kid to do that, and then did not find that interesting at all as a older kid. And then I was a pretty mature kid, younger kid, in terms of realizing early on that people don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
So it just never was my bag. I'm not judging anybody. I like meeting famous people.
Same.
I don't know that I'm comfortable with the photo thing unless somebody else proposes it.
Yeah, I don't ask. I just don't. Because it'd just be weird if somebody, I think it's just a weird thing. Like, here, I want proof that I met you.
Yeah. But I know.
Whereas autograph, I think, is a little different, though. I think it's just a little, it's a lot less intrusive.
It's less intrusive, but it's also just, what are you going to do with it? I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for me. I'd rather have the story, honestly.
We used to go to Voorhees, New Jersey, where the Flyers practice to get autographs. But even then, it's just different. It was different. I will say this: the coolest autograph I ever got was David Cohn. I was waiting outside a Yankee game in the rain. Everyone had left. I was the last person out there with my Yankee cap, and every Yankee player walked by. Every single one. Nobody. Ruben Sierra, looking sharp, walked right by, but didn't even. Mm-hmm. And David Cohn, the last guy out, like signed the inside of the, couldn't have been nicer. What an amazing experience. But I think the late 70s. Yeah, right. But like late 70s, autographs that was a big deal, man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the norm there.
No. I know. I'm just, But like for this table, like you're saying, for this table to be swamped, number one for Joyce, it was Joyce DeWitt. Who is it?
Yeah.
To not be sworn, but the other thing is people were crazy for autographs back then. I don't know what the hell they did with them, but it was a big deal, man.
It's more an indictment of the Joyce DeWitt thing that we did bring up at the time. That it's just like this is how they have treated celebrity characters throughout the show, except for that one.
Well, she had a hat on, dude.
That's true, and sunglasses.
Yeah, she walked up.
Not together, not at the same time though.
No,
so
no.
yeah. Well, and to be fair, there was a hole in her ceiling, so maybe
that's true. That's true.
Back in the Thoreau cabin, Gilbert knocks on the door. Because I guess you at least got to try to come back from that takedown at the end of the first break. Like, so.
It's just crazy.
Lorette says she knew from Jump Street that it wasn't right. His eyes, the touch of his hand, but she wanted it to be true, so she tried to believe the lie. But who are you? We never really find out. We never
find out who this guy is.
He never gives a different name.
Yeah,
he never says
French con man. No, I'm really
my actual name is right. Frenchie LaRue. No,
Frenchie Martin. Who knows?
Yeah. He just launches into his explanation, which is that he actually knew the real Gilbert.
Maybe.
Because they served time at the same concentration camp.
Whatever. This guy had 40 years to get his story down pat.
So fake Gilbert was part of the resistance while real Gilbert was part of the army. And so real Gilbert got treated better. And he therefore tried to take care of fake Gilbert. He'd give him some extra food. He'd look out for him. And man, he would just talk about Lorette constantly. And that's how Gilbert knew all these stories. Fake Gilbert. I've never been in any kind of situation like that, and God, I hope I never am. But I feel like it would be hard for me to concentrate on these stories if I was constantly under threat of being murdered.
Yeah, I don't
by the Germans. So.
I really don't want to hear about your wife at home. I really don't. We have bigger fish to fry.
Let me take a mental note on that one.
Every detail of the stories you're telling me, so I can one day pose as you. Great. Right. That's great.
So, he's kind of trying to explain it and trying to soft sell it and everything. And I don't know that he was doing well, but at least he's, she's not fighting on any of what he's saying,
Right.
And then this smooth operator says, and then during the winter, he got pneumonia and died.
He pulled the plug out hard with the cord. And he died. And the music was like... Dun, dun, dun.
So in between World War II and this, fake Gilbert did not spend 6 months at Johns Hopkins at the Bedside Manor School, because there are ways to tell someone their husband that they've been waiting for 40 years is dead, and this ain't it, French.
Wow. Well, why not? Why did he just keep with it? Stick with the lie.
Just like, no. Lie to her?
Yeah, be like, no.
Yes, I am.
No, Lorette, you're crazy. You just don't remember. I'm better, Gilbert. I mean, same Gilbert. It just seems like.
Obviously, she's upset, but she still wants to know, like, why did this happen? Who are you? He still never gives a name, right? He basically explains that real Gilbert got pneumonia and knew he wasn't going to last. And so in the final gesture, a good gesture, he switched identifications so they would take it easier on fake Gilbert.
I took his.
I like to believe this is true.
I took his ID after I smothered him. Come on.
Yeah.
There's zero chance he died of pneumonia.
Yeah. He got pneumonia, which is also the name of my large cinder block.
Exactly. Yeah, no. I was with him till his last breath.
So they basically switched identities, and then Gilbert. Now we'll go back to Gilbert now. He basically says that I looked for you for a while, and then I gave up.
I said,
And then I came to America, and it was just easier to be your dead husband. So This is insane.
It's really, really insane.
All of this. Like,
and
the balls.
And they do this on a cruise ship? You don't want to think you maybe have this conversation or this. I go back to that point. Him knowing that he's full of it. Like, why would anybody in his position go through with this public reunification? It doesn't make any sense.
In a rare showing of the scriptwriters kind of thinking the way we do, Lorette does ask, why didn't you say something before I got on this stupid boat?
Yeah, duh.
I had to fly from Minnesota. Probably not a direct flight. Delta.
She's a teacher. She didn't have money.
Exactly. And so he's like, he didn't really give a good reason, right?
No,
he just held out hope that she would believe his lies. That's not.
You know what he did? He just ran his fingers through his thick hair and was like,
true.
Why? Maybe you need to see my hair one more time.
Yeah. Lorette says that even though he's been dead for 40 years, I'm just finding this out now. So she is taking it hard, which again makes total sense.
Wouldn't she be pissed though? I think it's the wrong emotion. Like it's like she's upset, but just a little. Like instead of that, I'd be like, before she even found out anything, I'd be like, who are you? Like, what is this?
Give him the Minnesota necktie.
Why did she go along with it for as long as she went with it? She only said that I know it's not you after he put a smooch on her. It doesn't make any sense.
Which does impugn his smooching.
Hard line. Right. Yeah, but that's acting because Jean-Pierre Aumont is like a wizard, Do
you think she was going to throw him over the rail, but he was too stout?
She got one look at that coif and she was like, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I guess the paperwork.
But it is weird to think that that's the thing that made her say something. Oh, you crossed the line by going in for a smooch? Like, wait, what? It just defies all logic.
Also, how you say the first commercial is coming.
Oh.
Also, you've both been in America for a very long time, guys. Let's I know it's not Georgia, but
it's not Georgia. But wouldn't she go back to her cabin and just not talk to this dude again? I mean, that's the thing. Is just why would you re-engage with this?
She had every right to kill him. Really, I'd probably tell Stubik.
He's full of it. Yeah, this man smothered.
I would tell Stubik.
He'd get super involved too. He might have been there. He was at D-Day. You never know.
He's
French Resistance.
He's totally in on it. Oh, sacre bleu. The crew is getting some fresh air, and they run into kind of a sad sack Isaac. The sci-fi ain't working real well. It's a good title. Invasion from a Forgotten Galaxy. And by this time, Gopher knows how to do it, so he just kind of fills in the sun and the earth, and he says Kirk instead of Dirk, and Doc corrects him, which was a funny little bit. The guys leave, but Julie gives Isaac some good advice. She's like, write what you know. And this actually perks Isaac up, and he's back, baby. I do want to say, because I know I've been pointing it out kind of constantly this season, I thought this was an previous season's episode for Julie. This felt more like normal Julie. The thing at the end was a bit, obviously, or whatever, but like... I
agree.
It was nice to have regular Julie back. So,
well, after last episode, that little sneak peek, into day after Julie. I definitely think this was out of sequence.
I still don't think they know what they're doing with her, but at least it felt more moderate as opposed to some of these big wild swings we've been getting.
Well, we better figure it out.
We got 2 episodes.
Daughter. I mean, we're right there.
We're really close. 2 episodes from now, it's Vicky.
It's crazy. So. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is weird. We've been going this long, and now the credits are going to be extra long. Oh,
it's going to add another hour to each episode, I would think.
It's true. We got to decide how to pronounce whaling. Is it wheeling? Is it whaling?
I mean, we can always ask.
That is true. Herb walks Marla back to her cabin, where she talks about how everyone knows what a fantastic lover Devin King is. Don Knotts is kind of like, well, not everyone, but she's like, I speak from personal experience.
Uh-oh.
Herb says he doesn't remember that night, but she does, and she wants to make sure that, he remembers her even more fondly this time, and so they're going to wait, which clearly was not in Don Knotts' plan here. No. Herb Grobecker was going to score.
So. Yeah, Herb was like, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. But she's like kind of like does a not kiss like with her from lip to lip kind of thing or whatever, and kind of leaves him hanging. He looks kind of broken and doesn't think he'll be able to go through this for another day. Well, we're about to go to the commercial, so I'm sure nothing's going to happen here. Nothing. Marla just pops into her cabin, I assume, to get a good night's sleep or whatever. Oh, wait, there's an older woman. There's an older woman in the room, which is is this one of those like ride share things? Maybe it's
her mom, roommate.
That's true. I think the name was Mrs. Clemens. I went back a couple times, but she says thank you, Mrs. Clemens. And then wait, there's a baby in the room.
Is this Joyce DeWitt's baby? Is this the same? Why are they hiding babies so much in this?
So, yeah, it's just like we just did a hidden kid.
We just did
2 weeks ago. Now, obviously, it's a slightly different plot idea, but it's like we're doing this again. We're doing this again.
Yeah, this is.
Marla tells the baby that tomorrow is a big day because you're going to meet your father.
I'm sure it's not anybody on the ship, so
no, that's true. Is this the first baby that's been on the show? We had that baby picture, and we've had kids, and I guess we had the baby that was delivered on the boat.
Oh, Pepito.
Pepito was like 29. Pepito.
I'm trying to think. I think so. Like baby.
Is that good to take a 1-year-old on a boat?
I
guess like this doesn't matter. People fly with babies younger than that.
Do they make like a little like life preserver, like a little baby size?
I mean, he never left the room except at the end. Maybe don't take the baby.
I don't know. I don't know why you would bring the baby.
Yeah.
Like if I get if you don't have childcare, but then like just don't go on the cruise.
But you do have childcare, Mrs. Clemens.
So why did Miss Clemens just stay home?
I agree.
Like she could have baited the trap even more. Like, no, come to my house. Come to my place. And then you walk in, it's a nursery. You're like, oh my God, what did you do? Marla, she-devil.
Well, we'll get to Marla's plan. Mm-hmm. A lot of plans in this episode.
So many plans. So much swerving and lying.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Vince Russo show. Really so many swerves.
Lots of bro, lots of swerves.
Act 3, Gilbert and Lorette are having coffee on the deck, and she is taking this way better than I would.
She is heavily medicated. She is just nothing's bothering her.
There better be some poison sugar cubes in that cup, man. The
boat is sinking, and she's like, that is fine.
Also, no way this guy want a cigarette with this cup of coffee.
Off camera, just chain.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's just plumes of smoke like under the table. After Gilbert apologizes for causing her any pain, she admits that she kind of wishes that his plan had worked. And that's the first little inkling about where this is going.
That is the answer. That is a psycho answer right there.
It really is. It's not great.
What? You would want nothing to do with this Joker if he stole your husband's identity and you reunite with him after 40 years thinking, what?
It's not just that. You spent 40 years hoping that your husband was alive.
Or getting over it.
But she really didn't. But either way.
Yeah.
You now think you're going to see your husband because did they even have a phone conversation before this? This is like the weirdest setup ever.
Phone conversations when the one sister was bringing her husband on the boat.
Yeah.
So no, there's no.
Yeah.
These guys wouldn't know how to use a phone. Come on. They're from France.
That's
in
true.
the 30s.
You're just talking into a like a
cup, like a French cup. It's a croissant and two croissants and a string.
Write that down, please, so I don't forget. We very important. I hinted at this last week because I had watched ahead. Welcome to our latest named set. It's the Sea Wind Spa.
I saw that. I'm so glad you got that name down.
Real glamour shot for the sign. So this is the gym that we saw a couple weeks ago with Lyle Wagner and the Salt heiress.
Jane Pepper.
Yes, they have now named it. So much like the Pirates Cove, which, by the way, have we not seen the Pirates Cove this season?
Not as much. I think we've seen it a couple times, but
we have not seen Isaac's pirate outfit.
I don't think we've seen it since the first episode. Since Mark Harmon was done with running.
Oh, that's right. Because you're right. What's her name? The greatest villain of all time.
Like, no,
yeah.
I wish she was on every episode.
Oh God,
she was the best.
She really was. She's taking a lot. She's gonna take a lot of hardware home if we don't get some other non-olds here.
Be ready. She's gonna just clean up. I will say at this. I'll use the word gym loosely.
Spa. Mike, it's a spa.
I liked how there was a circular wooden floor. Like there was a jump rope like station. And my last observation is that Doc is wearing a hot dog mustard yellow workout. Like it's like the Rocky colors of his initial his trunks.
Excuse me, those Rocky colors are Lincoln High School colors. Thank you very much.
Who knew?
Thank you. The Doc outfit thing is funny because I was listening to an old episode recently, and it was the Bricker episode, and he's wearing the yellow thing when he's doing the running too. So this is Doc's one workout outfit. So he's got
50 shades of yellow. That's what he wears.
So Isaac is in there to find Doc. Who we said is working out in his yellow, kind of lets him in on the new plan, and turns out that he's got a really good idea writing about life on a cruise. In the most meta moment we have gotten on this show so far, Doc says that could even be a television series, which didn't get a big laugh track. Because I guess they weren't confident that people would get it, but
I thought it was kind of cool.
I laughed. So, Isaac already has 15 pages of civic passions.
Look at him, so prolific.
Doc loves the early work, especially his takedown of Gopher. Isaac's like, it's not really Gopher, it's fiction, and Doc's like, sure, whatever. But then Doc gets to the character of Dr. Bones, who has had more wives than patients.
Oh, boy.
Now, Doc's not laughing too hard, is he?
Not so funny anymore, is it, Doc?
Yeah. Doc asks if he can take this back to his office for further review, and Isaac thinks this is great news, and he even asks for notes, but, Doc's tone changed a lot there, Isaac. You might want to reconsider your thoughts.
You may never get this manuscript back.
Yeah, he's going to poison you.
Mm-hmm.
Stubing lets us know that we are entering beautiful Mazatlan, home of Mazatlan International Airport.
In case you forgot.
Flights leaving every 5 minutes for $1.
Who talks about a location? It's like beautiful, lovely cathedrals and freshest seafood and wonderful tile art. This is Mazatlan. They have an airport.
Yes. Also, it means land of deer, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
That's a very old. That's a very old piece of research. I think that's right, but
it really means there's an airport here. That's what that means.
Yeah, the deer fly the airport.
The deer fly the airport.
They're reindeer.
Our planes have antlers.
Herb is signing autographs for a kid. Marla's like, that's enough of this, and she grabs him. She never realized how hard it was to be a celebrity. And she wishes that they could just slip out like a couple of normies, and that, maybe if Devin was a plumber, which Herb says is close enough.
Lucky for her.
Julie lets the Farrows know that Steubing will be along shortly. He's clearly busy on a tour or donuts or touring a donut shop. Or, so it's like he's writing his one to grow on speech. So, they're both admitting feelings of foolishness. This is where we find out that Loretta's a school teacher who never could have afforded such luxury as this cruise, which sometimes is cheap, but I guess this week is expensive.
It's $39. Was it $41 this week instead of the $39.96?
Well, it's like he got shoe salesman, teacher, mom looking for a man, weird stalker, French liar. Like,
Gilbert, what's he making money doing?
Well, apparently he has a monopoly on car parts.
And Adele, she's just the stalker. Poor Adele.
Hello. Meryl shows up finally, not covered in jelly, which was a surprise.
Boo.
And he lets the Farrows know that reporters have asked if they could jump on the boat during the vow renewal at Cabo San Luca. Apparently, half the United States just waiting to see you two on the front of the newspapers.
Ugh. Must be
Which,
slow
again,
news day. Jeez.
No, it's not. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening in late 1979.
Right?
So, yeah, like hostages are coming. Like, there's like a lot of stuff.
Gas prices are through the roof, and we're talking about
Have
this.
Have you ever read the book about Jimmy Carter's last year in office? Everything went wrong.
Everything.
Like, everything.
Yeah, there's no. I think Anwar Sadat got assassinated in '79, if I'm not mistaken. It was a big news here. The Pope died in 1979, so there was a lot of stories that could potentially be front page worthy.
But the biggest story, Mike, always is love.
Fake French love at that. Sacre.
When Steubing asks why they actually wanted to see him, Lorette cuts off Gilbert's actual attempt at fessing up about the lies, and asks some lame question about whether you wear a veil during a renewal ceremony. Steubing says he doesn't know, but he knows.
He you know what he's doing? He's just checking the temperature. I wonder how they feel about me right now. Let me just throw a question out just to get their answer, and I'll know how they feel based on their answer because I know the answer. Because I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
I have a couple wedding books.
Get back in my room. You want to see me hold two sticks that aren't attached to anything?
I know a little something about French crawlers.
My favorite thing from France, what's that? Boston cream donuts. Meryl, he just wants to take Lorette and Gilbert on his stupid ship tour. That's all this is.
I mean, I think he probably had a good chance of Lorette sleeping in his room.
Oh, if
she had told Gilbert to go pound sand.
All she had to do is tell the captain. That would have been it.
Yeah.
Captain would have.
He loves jilted olds.
Loves to get in the middle of everyone's garbage. Would love it. Have a moment with Gilbert. How dare you, sir?
Julie, Gopher, and Doc are gathered, and they are not thrilled with Pacific Passions. Gopher, the Gopher-inspired character is named Muskrat, while Julie is Jamie McGuire. Even a low-down disaster couldn't wipe the Pert grin off of our Janie McGuire.
Can you explain to me Perk in this context?
So it's Pert.
It's a little confusing to me.
So in my head, because Gopher says, like, Julie, you got off easy compared to us. I'm a bumbling clown. Doc's Don Juan with a medical suit.
Right.
Julie is kind of protesting a little bit more than it felt necessary.
Yeah.
Because I thought Pert was basically perky.
That's what I thought, but then I was like, that can't be it.
Pert, according to Webster's dictionary, is saucily free and forward.
Saucily
flippantly cocky and assured. Now,
what? I'm more confused now. What? Confident or?
Yeah, but like sexy confident, like saucily free
Like
and forward. I think
American
means.
Woman?
I think so. Like I think that's what they're going with. Because at first I was like, oh, there's no way they could have really hit Julie on some of this stuff. So they just kind of went with goody two shoes almost. But I think Isaac watched episode 12 and was like, there it is.
There it is.
There
wow.
It is.
I mean,
don't forget,
do that. I mean, it's not like it wasn't her.
Yeah,
right?
and I guess, well, and the thing is, like, she kind of did that to Paul Burke.
She did.
She definitely did it to.
Yeah.
She definitely did it to Uric.
She did it to that 13-year-old kid too, a little bit.
She's done it to a few people, so I guess I stand corrected. Isaac had it more down than I gave him credit for initially.
I mean, he's kind of has everyone nailed.
Well,
like
the other two are easy.
If you had to nutshell it, like,
the other two are easy. I just don't. I wouldn't have thought Pert for Julie.
No, I wouldn't have. I don't know what I would have.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'd have to really think
kid.
about it.
Crazy kid. Naive?
I think it's more complex than that.
Yeah.
Because it's
it's definitely more complex.
Low self-esteem, but naive, but
I mean, we have
naive, but like,
we have like 200 hours of us talking about trying to define Julie. So I mean, to be fair, Isaac shows up and asks for feedback on the book, and it does not go well. After Gopher and Julie storm off, Doc tries to explain to Isaac, kind of, don't make your friends look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just, in the guise of writing a book. But Isaac isn't hearing that. He's insulted. Brings up Tolstoy, brings up, artistic license and the First Amendment, and says he's taking this thing all the way to the Supreme Court.
It's kind of funny, I thought.
Isaac's on one today.
Yeah, I liked his reaction.
Marla and Herb return from their day trip to Mazatlan. And finally, these two get a smooch. But then Adele shows up mid-smooch, and she is like behind Don Knotts in his ear. It is an invasion of personal space.
She already got her autograph. Like, what do you want?
Weird.
Oof.
Just weird. Like he should have RKO'd her.
Like, out of nowhere. That's what I'm talking about. Or spit green mist in her eye. Something.
Marla asks if Devin cares about her, which he does. But his final attempt to kind of reveal his true identity gets cut off. Because Marla wants to take her into the cabin. And I don't know if he thought he was going to finally get some action here or not, but he definitely didn't think he was going to run into a sleeping baby.
Well, I think night 2, he's like, oh, this is a lock.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
we get a classic Don Knotts face when he sees the baby.
His eyes bugged out. It was great.
Yeah. So the Herb asks the baby's gender. It's a boy. Then he asks the name, and it's Devin. And then he asks, is that a huge coincidence? And she's like, nope. And that's how we go to commercial at the end of Act 3.
Flying by.
Yeah, the Act 4 is thin, so we can kind of pop through this. Steubing.
Yeah, there's not much.
Steubing runs into Isaac, who tells him that the book is a little too close to home. But Meryl kind of gives him that confidence they need. Be your old man. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Stupid Steubing. Jeez.
Doc asks Steubing if he set him straight, and Meryl's like, no, I gave him the advice to move ahead with it. And that's when they reveal the fact that Captain Mering is listed as the the hothead of the seas, holy terror of the seas. But on the inside, he's just a marshmallow.
Yeah, the first time I've heard that term
used. Ever.
Well, at my wedding, there was a speech given. The phrase, my brother-in-law has a marshmallow heart. Oof. That was a rough one.
Sorry, I don't remember that. If that was from the wedding I was at, because I don't remember a lot from that night. So.
It's one of the last things I remember about that night. What a great night.
The Perrots have decided to go ahead with their sham vows, even though they don't mean anything, as not to offend the captain. Who gives a shit?
This is just a little too much. Like, I get being not wanting to rock the boat and being considerate, but this is.
Well, the explanation they give about like tidying up this, getting off the boat, and then handling it in private once the spotlight is off makes sense. To not make the captain of a boat who you've known for 20 minutes.
Yeah, who cares?
Like, Jesus. What? People care way too much about his feelings.
Unless they just sense how fragile Meryl Steubing is. Like, God, I don't want to crush this son of a bitch. He's made of glass.
We find out that Gilbert has a very successful business that manufactures one specific part of a car lock, and that piece is in literally every car made in the United States. So he's got to be like a just gazillionaire.
Yeah.
Which maybe Lorette knew, Cha-ching.
That's why she's like, oh, you know what? I'll make the sacrifice and go through the marriage now.
Right.
Yeah. Inherit the fake Gilbert fortune.
Yeah, who'd you kill? Lee Iacocca to figure that out? So he's just got like 17 IDs in his pocket.
His real name is Jean-Pierre Peugeot. Little known fact.
Lorette asks what he'd do if they ever made those locks obsolete, and he said he'd shoot himself. Somehow this sense of humor leads to them holding hands. So Lorette's a bit of a dark soul herself.
Yeah, she's been living alone for 40 years for a good reason.
It's cold in Minnesota.
Nuts.
It gets real cold in Minnesota.
Real cold. She has 75 cats. She does not want to go home.
All right, Herb's on the deck. Gopher shows up. Gopher still thinks he's Devin King, but Herb finally is like, all right, here's my driver's license. I'm not Devin King.
Here it is.
Gopher buys that. And then Gopher gets the rare opportunity to give some good advice. Herb explains the situation, and he kind of says that, she's got a baby. She thinks it's mine. Well, not really mine. She thinks it's Devin's, but any kind of explanation I do will look like I'm trying to get out of it. Great line where Gopher's like, why don't you show her your license? And he's like, I can't. And Gopher's like, why? You can only show one person a day, which is just
funny.
Like just a throwaway line, but it was really funny.
Good though.
But basically, Gopher's like, if you told her, well, I'm going to get confused, but basically, if she knew who you were, would you marry her? He says yes. And if he knew about the baby, would you marry her? He said yes. So basically, long story short, is he loves her and he wants to marry her. And so Gopher's like, well, there you go. That's the plan.
It's a quick turnaround, man. It is a quick turnaround to, I don't know you, to, oh, let's have dinner, to, you have a child, to, let's get married. Like, it's a quick.
I guess, though, if you're like,
boat, man.
Well, that's true. But if it's like, maybe they never really said that old Herb was unlucky in love, but he clearly is smitten with Marla. Maybe he's the kind of guy who wants to have a kid.
Or maybe when he said, "I know this baby's not mine," maybe he had like a medical issue. Like
There you go.
Herb Grobiker always wanted to leave his shoe business to his son, but he was
It's true.
physically incapable of having children.
That's true.
On the
Well,
next
I hope it
Love
works
Boat
out.
After Dark. Yeah, I hope it works out.
Now this counts, right? So that's 6.
It counts.
That's 6. I wonder if we'll get another one. Probably not. That would be crazy.
No way.
God, Adele shows up at the end.
Here she comes.
Starts to ask Gopher if that's Devin King. Gopher's like, I'm Muskrat. And she gets one last zinger off. Just weird.
Zinger.
Just a weird character. Very
Zingers
weird.
In name only. That was just not.
Yeah, failed zinger. All right, saxophone, loud saxophone.
Super
Jimmy
loud
Warren
saxophone.
here?
What's going on? It's the opposite of.
Up.
This is not Eric Estrada.
Oh my god!
This is loud saxophone.
Oh, is this the other one? The other guy from
hard
Chips?
sax. Yeah, this is John Baker.
Oh, it is. It's Baker Street.
Baker Street. That's right. Hard sax.
The crew is still pretty pissed about Isaac's writing, which leads to a crew plan, which, as we know, always goes just awesome.
Swimmingly.
So they all basically go over and are the characterizations that Isaac is portraying them as. Julie is like over. This is where the Pert thing makes sense now that we know the definition.
Fair enough.
But she's kind of overly like, oh, Isaac. Gopher is a clown. Duck starts to talk to him wisely, but then gets distracted by women. Kind of does like a Groucho Marx at the end, which was pretty good.
I thought so.
Isaac is confused, I think, more than anything. Gilbert starts a short commercial for living in California, especially his gun, which is lousy with morning glories, and I love to see them in the morning. You know, they sleep at night, and then in the sunrise, they wake up.
Yeah, nice distraction attempt, fake Gilbert. Hear about your stories of damn flowers after you just living a lie for 40 years.
They clearly have like leftover flower data from the Amici script in the writer's room, and they're just like, throw this in there. Never waste anything.
It's funny.
This is where we find out that Lorette lives in Minnesota. And I wouldn't know anything about garden or beautiful flower. Steubing shows up, and you guessed it, he's decided to butt into a couple reuniting after 40 years of not seeing each other to get a dance.
Of course. It's all about him.
We've definitely seen this at least one other time. So, now it's Herb and Marla's turn on deck. Herb has been drinking and thinking, and he tells Marla that he wants to marry her. But here comes another twist. Turns out that while they both love each other, they both are lying to each other. Marla admits that not only is it not Herb's baby, it's not Devin King's baby. She's a woman with a baby without a father. She scraped together her last few dollars to jump on this boat and trap a man.
That's craziness. That is absolute craziness.
That is such a weird... That is such a weird...
How does... Oh.
What's the worst plan? Gilbert's plan or Marla's plan? Now, they both worked, but again, this is Jabba's palace rescue.
I think Gilbert's just because it was a 40-year plan. That's the only reason it's... Wow.
You think maybe it was like a 10-minute plan?
Meaning, I mean, the execution of it, unless you didn't even think about it until like Johnny Newspaper showed up. Maybe
he's just got a really good memory. Or maybe he just wrote it down and he put it in his coat and like he was cleaning out his closet and he's like, oh, right, here's all these facts.
Nobody would agree to this. Why couldn't he say, I'm not that Gilbert Farrow? You have me mistaken with somebody else.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Like, why would you even need to do this? And
I guess like this is maybe you should have had Don Knotts be Gilbert Farrow because again, this guy is not going to be hurting for female
No.
companionship, So.
Really? You stayed by yourself for 40 years with that.
Well,
with
he
that
said he never
qualm.
got married. That's all he said.
Yeah. I came close many times.
I am a confirmed bachelor.
Monogamy is not for me. Not for Jean-Pierre Aumont. Let's just keep it real for a second. Come on.
Oh God. Anyway.
Didn't he go on to be a Terra Rising? Wasn't that his name later? Jean-Pierre Aumont.
Basically, Herb says that a shoe salesman could give a child like Andrew, which is his real name, not Devin,
Right.
the financial security and all the things that a mom would want. And she's like, "What?" And then basically that's it. They're gonna get married.
Done.
Marriage built on lies.
That's gonna be nice to see
in
in
a
a few
stick.
years.
Yep.
What could go wrong there?
Yeah. Isaac tells the crew that he's done. Doesn't want to lose his friends over a bestseller, and he throws the book away.
Rips it in half, doesn't he?
A lot of assumptions on. I think so. Yeah.
Like,
a lot of assumptions on how the book business works. Like Isaac decided this morning he wants to be a writer, and they're all panicked that he's going to get a bestseller.
Well, and by the end of the day, he has multiple copies typed out. Like, what? Where did you?
Again, are you working? Like,
what do you do? You have a type. Yeah, you have a typewriter behind the bar. Like, how is this?
This is why there's no booze in this episode.
So we never see him mix a drink. He doesn't have time. He's
got no time
on his novels.
Writer's cramp. The crew feels bad, so they go over to kind of make things right, ending up apologizing and encouraging him to keep going. Isaac is grateful, but he plans to make the characters more like the actual people, even Steubing, whose only demand is that Robert Redford plays them in the movie adaptation.
Funny you should say that. If they were going to make a movie then about make a Steubing movie.
Okay.
Give me some thoughts on who might play Steubing. I have a few thoughts. Most of them aren't serious.
Now this is your version that Steubing is a real person, not
Steubing's
a character.
A real
right?
person.
Okay.
Looks like Gavin. Who would play him amongst his contemporaries?
Bruce Dern.
Bruce Dern. I have Yul Brynner.
Very good.
Ted Knight.
Oh, Ted Knight would be good.
Or the English guy from the Jeffersons, the character named Harry Bentley, played by Paul
doorman?
Benedict. No, the guy who always had people walk on his back. Was that the doorman?
He was British, not the guy that was married to Lenny Kravitz's mom.
No,
right?
no, different guy.
Yeah,
that was
so
Tom
the doorman.
Willis.
Yeah, so the doorman.
And him walk on your back. That would be another. But Ted Knight as Steubing, I think, would be interesting. Because who did he say? Paul Newman? Robert Redford? Who did he say?
Yeah, Robert Redford. Yeah. It's not going to be Robert Redford.
Well, I was like who famous balding men in the late 70s.
Yeah, I got where you were going. Yeah.
Not easy.
Mr. Slate from the Flintstones.
Mr. Slate, who is or Mr. Spacely too. I think it's
oh yeah, from the Jetsons. Yeah,
Sprocket Company.
All right, next morning has arrived, so it's time for the sham wedding. But it seems that fate has taken a hand, and these guys are talking about getting real married when they get back. Now, what's the paperwork look like on that?
Yeah, but aren't they about to do a real wedding?
Well, so renewal, do you need paperwork? Probably not, right?
I don't know. I mean, unless it's just a, not meaningless emotionally, but meaningless
it's
legally.
Meaningless legally, yeah.
You can't, you can't, you know what I mean? It's almost like you can't be charged for a crime twice kind of deal. Where I don't
so the problem is,
thing.
Well, here's the problem, right? Like, so Gilbert Farreau has a social security number.
Right.
But the real Gilbert Farreau never came to America.
Right.
So, so
he never existed here.
Right. So he shows up in Ellis Island. So he's legal over here. So,
but he's not married.
Right. So I
He's
think
not an
that's
American
actually
citizen.
fine because this isn't a real thing.
Well,
this is just a vow renewal.
Why would they come here if this was on the front page? Why wouldn't they have them do it in France?
Yeah. Or
Like,
Minnesota, or just, in California or anywhere.
Weird. Yeah.
Anywhere. Did the Pacific Cruise Line push for this? Did they want it as an advertising thing? I feel like there should have been an angle about that. Julie made it sound like they're getting good publicity, but to what end?
The publicity, what do you mean? Why would they even need to say what ship they were on?
Listen, continuity's been very good this year. Maybe in 6 or 10 episodes, we'll get somebody. I heard about this ship when the famous Perot's got married.
Word on the street is.
Yeah. We're going to start seeing that. They hinted at it with the Dick Van Patten episode and a little bit with O'Rourke, but they never really have gone back to that whole love boat as a reputation thing. And I wouldn't mind that once in a while either.
They kind of with Joyce DeWitt when they were saying, "Oh, I know she's on this ship with a man," that sort of thing. It didn't really say it, but it sort of alluded to the fact that, I am curious to see in a season or two if that the reputation.
Well, Don Amici last week said, "I know what happens on cruise ships isn't real," or this isn't real life, or something like that. So they're beating around it a little bit.
Can you imagine people back then going on cruises after watching The Love Boat going, I bet you there were some crazy scenes on cruises back then. And I bet you cruises probably tried to do something like singles only, just craziness. Oh,
just can't imagine. I'm all for a torrid romance of a couple days when you're young and dumb and all that kind of stuff or whatever. But to actually get married is just how many divorces come out of this, So many.
Next week, you go from this boat to that boat.
Oh, divorce.
And then there's the annulment boat for all the Catholics as well.
All right, Act 5. Let's get out of here. Herb, Marla, and the baby are leaving the boat. And Herb puts on a Groucho nose and glasses to avoid the fans, but that doesn't stop old Adele. She yells out that, "Hey, it's Woody Allen."
And not even funny. None of her lines were funny in the slightest.
Just weird. I'm not going to say a weird misstep in terms of they obviously missed the mark a lot, but it's
she wasn't the right.
That running bit thing they've always gotten right. And I'm not even sure I blame her completely because it was a solo act. I just don't think that works as a solo act.
No, it's always best when it's two ladies, I think.
Or even the Coreys.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I didn't really need it. It just didn't need it. The only thing that would have been funny is if it would have been the Devon King fan club was also taking the boat or something like that. And then you can have the same thing. But
Well, and then she was president of that. It kind of adds a new layer.
Exactly.
I can get with that.
What happened to the nanny?
She locked her in a closet.
Yeah. Good night, Mrs. Clemens, wherever you
good
are.
Night. Yeah, she's going to survive off the remnants of the Great Bludini or whatever his name was.
The Great Friar. No.
Great Friar.
R.I.P. The Thoreaus are leaving, and they give reporters some more information about nothing because they're liars.
Liars. Both.
Doc, Gopher, and Julie are all now giving Isaac way too much information about themselves. Julie hands over her diary, which would be a legit bestseller. I would pay millions of dollars to read whatever is going on in that book.
You know how heavy that book would be? There would be so many words in that thing. Oh, boy.
I need the Anson Williams chapter. I need the Frankie Avalon chapter. I need to know what she wrote leading up to and leaving out of Alaska.
Or the many pages written in blood. She wrote Chanot in blood in the middle. Or Julie.
Oh, God. Terrible. But Stubing is going to get the last word.
Always.
And so after the crew is all right, we'll let him work by himself. He doesn't need collaborators. Steubing comes over and he starts to tell a story about his time in the South Pacific during the Big War.
Well, he was all over the place. He was in the South Pacific. He was at D-Day.
Yeah, he was on like jet boats.
I was in North Africa hunting Rommel. Like, where wasn't he?
I was there when Franz Ferdinand was killed by the Black Hand. Steubing basically does the whole Isaac's opening bit, but he says a scorching day in the South Pacific, which is a nice callback to end, but that ends our episode. Totals and a recap. Best episode currently episode 1, the 2-parter, and worst episode is episode 2. You didn't like this, I don't think, as much as I did, but do you think it's the worst?
No, it's not the worst.
Okay.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It's not.
I don't think it was great by any means, but it was like harmless, and I feel like I really didn't like last week. Except for the one. So I was just happy to have one that, even though very illogical, it didn't make me mad. It didn't make me mad. Yeah.
It was easy viewing.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this thing a few times, and the last 2 times I just kind of had it on, like we talked about. You could absorb all the content pretty easily.
And I will say Gilbert being the real lying liar, like, made it easier to take down than if it had been a character an actor I did not like.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But it sounded better coming out of that French guy. So
yeah, I'm not surprised. Gilbert.
Yeah. Captain of the week.
You got to go with Herb Grobecker.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's taken on all this respect. He's a shoe salesman that just wanted to go on a cruise. He comes back, and now he's got he's married,
wife,
kid. He's got some splaining to do to the guys at the old shoe store when he gets back. That's for sure.
I agree. Also, I thought Julie Newmar held her own. I wasn't really sure what to expect, especially after those first couple scenes, but she kept up. That could have been bad. And I thought Doc was really good in the crew stuff.
I do agree.
I think we said it a couple of weeks ago, but Doc is pulling away again.
Yeah,
it's early
for him.
It's early. Vicky hasn't even showed up yet.
I mean, maybe Vicky's going to be the standout.
It could be. We don't know.
We don't know.
Speaking of, are we counting we're counting the Farrow wedding they're going to have as an engagement, right? So that's 7.
Yeah.
So we're up to 7. All right. So the continuity streak continues through all the episodes, and we now are up to 7 weddings and engagements.
Incredible.
We said 20. We're going to crush that, right?
We're going to crush 20. Absolutely.
Worst of the week. Walk the plank.
It was tough. I'm going to steer away from Gilbert and say Marla Sams, just for a truly screwed up scenario to her. Whatever her plan was not nice.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that was just not cool.
Well, and it's like, we've seen, unless she read the article about Joyce DeWitt's kid in the National Media Syndicate and was like, this is where all the celebrities go. It's a weird place to pick, because for every rich guy you see on this boat, you see the food supermarket manager or, orphans. It's not always rich guys.
No, it could have been anybody on that ship.
Yeah.
So
it really could have been. And
she was just looking to sink her.
She just happened to see Don Knotts walk up the steps.
So, but it wasn't, she saw Don Knotts walking up the steps. She wasn't like, oh, what a handsome man. It was like, oh, I think that, you know what I mean? It was no, it wasn't about, it wasn't about Herb at all.
I'll tell you one thing, she was ready though, because she had that whole story concocted, and the story made sense. I met you a year ago.
Yeah.
You probably don't remember me, all that kind of stuff. So I went with Adele.
I get it.
I just didn't get it. The more we talk about it, I get it less. It was just it was unnecessary and a miss, and it didn't take away, but it almost did,
They added 0. It added 0.
Yeah. That's totals and a recap for this week.
Plugs, Hidden Season Patreon, absolutely hammered. Whether you're cheering from the stands or tuning in from home, this is the podcast you need. So grab your bat, your cap, and your first place Phillies pride. Crack open a beer and enjoy a weekly Phillies happy hour with Chris Jones, Justin Clue, and our very own Mike Robertson. Check out Absolutely Hammered on the Hitting Season Patreon.
First place as of this recording.
As of this
There's a lot of time in between. Yes.
You can find us everywhere you find your audio podcasts: iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Amazon Music, Podchaser, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Deezer, and my new favorite, Listen Notes. Saw a couple downloads from Listen Notes this week. Please hit that subscribe button, leave a review. You can also catch our video podcast on YouTube. Again, hit that subscribe button, leave a review. It really helps. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. Look for weekly reels and updates. Mike, we got quite an email. So this email is coming from our friend Joseph. It says, "Keep sailing, boys," is the title of the email.
There you go.
I normally don't read whole entire emails, but this one's a little bit different. I am going to read the majority of this email.
Oh, man. Let me settle in here. Hold on.
Just wanted to let you know this has been great. Been going through a rough patch recently, and a lot of my normal pods were not breaking through the mental fog, but the Love Boat Project did the trick. You guys are hilarious, and rewatching a show that my parents put me in front of with a tuna fish sandwich. Been there.
Yeah.
After kindergarten every day. I know the issues. Brings up just the right blend of geeky nostalgia and modern day examination of why we Gen Xers are the way we are. In short, the pod is like a syringe full of clear liquid right to a tanned hiney. Though I just started listening, I am binging to be able to watch along with you. Boy, Buddy Hackett was really refining his Scuttle the Seagull shtick here, huh? Seems like you guys might be from Philly. If so, I run a ghost tour in Ocean City, New Jersey. Would love to have you guys as guests of honor.
Oh, wow.
If you're ever in the area, keep up the good work. You are truly on a mission from God. Joe.
That's awesome. I spent a inordinate amount of time growing up in Ocean City, New Jersey. So don't think we might not take you up on that one of these times, but that's an awesome email. And no, it's
a great email.
We all there is a commonality where we all kind of sat in front of TVs and watched some shows. It's funny. I think because you're a little older than I am. I think you actually did watch a little bit of this where I did. I am coming into this even more probably blind than I probably thought initially, but now we're so in it at this point. I'm not even sure what's real and what's not.
Yeah, I don't know. It's making me question my own memories at this point. I do want to say this. He took the time to write this email. I just want to give a little plug. So he runs it's called Ghost by the Coast, Ocean City, New Jersey. Real stories, real spooky, real fun. Join us for fun, family-friendly, historical haunted walks, exploring the dark side of America's favorite family resort. From haunting brides to demon tides, our guides blend local history, humor, and a healthy dose of horror to bring you a spirited exploration of our famous island. Check it out. The website is coastghosthost@gmail.com. And you can email us at theloveboatproject@gmail.com. Wonderful to get that email. Really,
that's awesome.
Fantastic email. I am amazed that anybody is listening. I'm just going to be honest with you.
We are always incredibly excited when we get any feedback. We've gotten a lot of feedback in a lot of different platforms recently, and we try to respond or read them, or we do read everything, and we try to let you guys know that we do. But we do appreciate it. We have a lot of new fans, and it does seem like people are listening. And this show is certainly, if you're looking for some time to fill,
we got it. We got you covered.
We certainly got you. I don't think this is as long as a couple of weeks ago, but
no. Well, almost.
Oh God! I gotta stop hosting. I'm killing these people.
No. I did look ahead at the next episode, sir.
Okay, I don't think I did. So
I did. Real life husband and wife Linda Day George and Christopher George.
All right.
Both back on the Love Boat.
Excellent.
Also, it's a knock knock joke, Mike. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Frank Sinatra Jr.
Frank Sinatra Jr. Who?
Exactly.
Hey-o.
He's on the boat next
you
week.
say that now because his dad's no longer with us. You wouldn't have the guts to say it in 1979.
No, I'd have a horse head in my bed.
You'd be underneath that ghost tour.
So what's the over? What do you think? Does he make a musical appearance next week?
Oh God, that's a good point. We haven't had one yet. He has to.
Right. I'm excited. We need some nominees for best.
We are
bid,
thin, and it's funny. We are heavy in some. Oh God, that's right.
That's the only thing we have.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah, we are heavy in some categories and very light in others. So yeah, Frank Sinatra Jr., you got a chance to jump out to the lead, my friend.
Fingers crossed, wow. Frank Sinatra.
I'm definitely gonna be watching that now to find out.
Well, we kind of have to, but yeah.
That's a good point. I meant I'm gonna watch it sooner rather than later.
I'm gonna watch it with vigor now. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it on vacation. Oh, boy.
Nice. That's right. Oh, wait. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh, right. I'm hosting. I totally blanked that I was hosting. That's funny. 57 episodes. I've never done that. I was so interested in what I know. I was just, wow, that's funny. Well, we are so good at this after 57 episodes.
Wow.
Anyway, as I was just thinking about the entire Frank Sinatra Jr. catalog. Thanks everybody for listening. Sorry for all the lying. I don't know if that's what all French people are like, but there was a lot of lying. Yes. Sacre bleu indeed. But, we'll be back next episode with all the stuff that Mike mentioned. And keep listening, keep writing, and keep on thinking and drinking, I guess. Whatever Don Knotts said. Anyway, except for that wonderful hosting job at the end. That's it. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everybody. And we will talk to you again next week.